Hello everyone. It's great to see you again. I'm here again with two wonderful mumpreneurs who have been with us before, so you know them very well. And today, what we try to get some support, some share of our experience for mumpreneurs. We call them aspiring mumpreneurs who want to start a business, but they haven't started yet. What prompted that idea? For me, I've been thinking, as I know our community is about 30 to 40% are women who want to start a business, maybe 30 again, the ones who just started, and about 20% the rest women who are seasoned, established entrepreneurs. And I notice, and I'm aware that most of the things we do are targeted towards women who have already a business, like days when we introduce our business, like promoting your events, networking events, workshops. It's dedicated to that, and not much to the women who want to get a business. On the same time, I'm aware that, and I heard others saying that just being in the space helps them be motivated. So it's all right. I understand it. It's still, you are getting lots of value, and we thought today to give even something more. So what we like to do today in the next half an hour or so to share from our experience and see back how it was when we started, and maybe find a way that you can get inspired, you can learn something, and just help you in some way. It's in line with our principle of supporting each other, one of our main pillars of Mumpreneurs UAE. And with that being said, I like to give space to Happy Varni and Afros to quickly introduce themselves before we dive in.
Go ahead, Afros.
Okay, hello everybody. This is Afroz with you. I'm a mom of four and I'm a mompreneur who started off 20 years later after she saw the dream. I run a small home-baked home business. It's a licensed home bakery where we do specialized cakes and some other bakery stuff as well. And I'm here to share my journey with you guys to inspire many other mothers who are like me. And I don't want you guys to waste time like I did, thinking when I would step into the route. And I hope together we can make a difference for each and every one of us over here.
Thank you, Afros. Happy Vani.
Thank you so much.
I don't think there are many mumpreneurs who don't know you. But
Happy Vani. So people know me as Happy Vani. I'm in the coaching field. I've been in this business for past 3 years. So 3 to 4 years. I've been learning for past 6 years. So that is Happy Vani for you. So my main thing is, as a mindset coach, I do work with a lot of mothers who want to reset their career or start a business. It's more of a mindset. So that's the exact area I would like to discuss today. Not only mine, it's also the experience which my clients are okay to share with other mothers who can benefit from this. Apart from this, as Vanita, I'm a partner with Instafloor. So I've been in business for past 17 years, mentored more than hundreds of companies. And I'm just passionate about empowering women, as many as possible, 1 million. Let's see how we go with that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think
so
I was
you're
a little
here
bit too
wearing,
fast. I love to talk.
Yeah, you are wearing two hats here, Vanita, right? You are wearing the hat of someone who just started, like 3 years, right? And you're also wearing the seasoned one with the other business of yours. So yeah, it will be great to hear your insights and experience in both of them. And I love the way, Afroz, you also say inspire, because that's also one of our pillars. It's connect, support, inspire. So today we like to come into support and inspire, to step into our values, principles, whatever we can call it. All right, great. Before we started, I was telling Afroz how I like us to go back and connect with who we were before when we started a business. And because I just want to kind of let the others know that it's all right. It's all right to be afraid. It's all right to it's try. I want to do it. I don't want to do it, and find different reasons not to do it. So Afroz, do you remember how it was just before you started? What was going through your mind? What did you experience?
Um, I wanted to open a bakery for a very long time, but the point that there were so many home bakers out there, and there are so many home bakers who are so big in the market, licensed or unlicensed, it doesn't really actually matter. Because once in the food business, somebody likes your food, they are yours forever. You know, they say that the way through a person's heart is through his stomach. So for me, though I was having a lot of encouragement by everybody around me that my baked goods were really good, I was very hesitant. Why would somebody want to buy from me? You know, that lady already has thousands of followers and everybody's buying from her. And there are so many others like me. Why would anyone buy from me? But at the same time, I know that each and every person has a difference of recipe as a baker. I understand this very well. And but I was at the same time very hesitant. Why I need to put in all this effort? I have kids at home who are screaming on my heads, and baking is a lot more science than people actually think of throwing eggs and flour together, and just putting something up. Plus I'm not properly taught through the French courses and the British proper courses. We females have learned through a lot of professionalism. I was self-taught, so I was very hesitant. But what I believe is there are two things that drive you towards something. Consistency is very important. If you are not consistent, you're going to fall off the road. And you really need to focus. There are going to be times when there is no business. Sometimes there are months I don't have a cake. What I love doing is I love making cakes. I have the other things, but the cakes don't come along so well, especially when it's summer vacation times or winters. I literally feel that, nobody's buying from me. It's just cookies and it's just some brownies. Maybe I'm not, it still comes into my mind. I'm not able to make it big. So the thing is that you really need to focus and you need to make sure that it's going to flow. There is no business that goes 100%. There is no, even the millionaires, I'm sure they have their slumps. But because they're millionaires, it doesn't really affect them. So don't let the slow time and don't let the time when there is nothing, shatter your hopes that you're going to make it big one day. You really need to write it in your mind. Like they say, there is a vision board in your mind. Create the vision board that you're going to reach over there.
Yeah.
So it really helps you.
Yeah.
So this thing really mattered to me. I am very consistent. Even when it gets really slow, I don't back off. Because as a home baker, I get questioned a lot. I get bargained a lot.
Yeah.
So, just go in your terms. Don't look back. And don't look here and there. There's so many naysayers. Oh, you wasted your time. Oh, see, nothing's really happening. Let them say whatever they want to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the way you say what helped you, and you turn from how you were before and what you learned already from it is,
Yes.
and you started with message for the women out there, what what you like them to do and what's important for you. You like to share that with
Yes.
them. Wonderful. Happy, Vani. If you put yourself back, go back there.
Yes, I absolutely can because I think I live that moment always, and I'm a person who always remembers my past and just reconnect always. Now, from a flying career, I used to be a flight purser with Emirates Airline, cabin crew with Emirates Airline, and suddenly came onto construction. So many of us women have actually been pulled into the husband's business. Yeah, so we have to create our own niche there. So it's his business, yes, it's his passion, but I had to pave my way. And over the years, I've actually found my USP, which is sales and marketing and admin and finance. So there's a few things which I go through, but this was not enough. And I think I'd more resonate with the coaching business because that's pretty new. And when I started, it was all when you initially start, there's so much of inhibitions. Now, um, for me to start something new, time was a constraint. Will I be able to do it? A doubt was the biggest thing. And as a mother, my time was not mine. And as a wife as well, it was just parted away. And I think that's the culture I come from. So for me to think of a time to be taken out, which is not for myself, but to create something which would benefit others, was a little bit, do I not? So that's when I did a lot of learning. I invested a lot on myself, and I said, that's why I said 3 years before even I started I was studying. And that was very important because for me, I felt, because that's me, I had to clear out all these doubts. So first thing is, Will I be able to do it? Will I be succeed? How do I do it? So then I found few courses and few of my mentors who taught me this. You can live an and life. And I keep telling that to Dana as well. I don't need to just be an entrepreneur for an established business or a mother or home or life. I will do everything. So then the same 24 hours became bigger for me. And I realized when I cleared my mindset that I can do everything, because as women, we have the greatest ability to multitask. So that was a big, big, big USP for me. And the second learning as a new person who to start the business, because it is so important that we realize this, is when a baby is new for the first year birthday, you order a big cake, but do you give that whole cake to the baby? No, you give a little bit. They taste the sweet, then they give a little bit, and maximum maybe a piece, and that's it. You don't want to the baby to eat the whole cake, right? It's not going to be good. Likewise with business. If you have an idea to start, it's just start, then the thought. Go ahead and consider that same baby, your child, when it learned to walk, it fell down many a times. It's okay. Falling is not a problem. If they don't get up, that's when the problem is. So every time that you feel that, oh my God, like how Afros was saying, her cake, if anyone had attended that second year anniversary, you would have known how delicious visually and taste wise it was. Right. So
Thank
it's
you.
absolutely brilliant. So when someone who's so talented can have a doubt, every single human being has doubts. So when you have that power from within saying you are what you are, then what happens where every time you fall down, you just have looking forward to climb up, and that became a thrill for me. So whether how many clients now, what it is, I started creating niches, and you will just get clarity. Trust me, but just start.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you say because uh, I similar to what you say. You learn, and of course you say I don't have the training, and I know for myself and others clients and I hear when they want to start, they want to be perfect, right? And I want you the same,
Yes.
right? I want to have the qualifications, I want to have the website, I want to have to be there like fresh look and perfect. And the thing is that we can never be perfect because
True.
we can only be perfect when we know what the client wants. So unless you put yourself out there to learn what the client wants, then you just come with this idea and spend lots of time on money creating something that you think the client wants. And you all, as I say, it's a waste of time. And I notice also lots of things. As I say, I do this thing where business is like a sandwich. So if this is the patty inside, right, and this is what we go with, and this is what we get the certifications, or we do our products to be different colors, different models, different vests to give, we think, the value what we give. And we spend so much time focusing on this. But the thing is that as you learn, as you, Happy Varney and Afros, you find out that business is not only this, is learning how to do business. It's like, as I say, sandwich. What you do before, what you do after, like we say, social media, finance, marketing, sales, automation, and name it. People relationship, customer service, operations, lots of things, right? So if you spend a lot of time on this, you don't have a chance to learn about the others. And this
Yes.
is as important as is. So when you go in, know that you learn from experience. You can change this, you can adapt this. But this one, to learn, you need to get into it. To learn what is it required from business. You can attend lots of webinars, but you're never ready until you start. So that's the thing
Yes.
for me to say learn from doing. And yeah, that's one of the
Can I
things,
also can
nuggets.
I add something? Can I
Yeah.
add something to that, Dana? So it reminds me, when you just said that when I was a child and I wanted to learn cycling, there was no this helmet and the hand gear and everything, and I just learned. Yes, I did fall a couple of times, but I learned it myself. And I think same was with my son. But with my daughter, we spent a lot of time shopping because she wanted perfect. She wanted the correct helmet, the hand guard, the knee guard, everything. She still doesn't know how to cycle in spite of having everyone trying to help her. So I just feel it is a mindset. If you want to do it, whether you have the training, you don't have it, you just have to have the mindset to jump in and say, hey, I'm going to do it. And I think once it's there, nothing can stop you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love that. And now that you're all over 1 year, I'm curious to find out from you because I also have my perspective in that, but I like to know from your experience. In the first year, what do you focus on? What is it that you like to that realize after a year that's the right place to focus on?
Well, how I started it off was initially my focus was I need to sell, you know, because I thought this is what business is. You just step into something and you have to start selling, and that's where you make a profit and you become big. But after the year, I actually realized no, I need to perfect a few of my recipes. I
Mm.
have realized, yes, that not everybody is going to have the taste that we think we have. Maybe there's something I'm liking you both won't like. Maybe Vanita likes it with strawberry and you don't like it with that. Like Dana likes salted caramel. So I realized after a year that I was only focused on sales. That is not how it was supposed to be. I was supposed to also focus on how I can be more proactive in putting into my cakes what my customer wants. You
Mm.
know, and also the most important part is to say, no, I'm sorry, I am not available and cannot bake this cake. I made a huge blunder in one of my kids' school. It was my first order that came from the kids' school, so I was excited. It was corporate, and I wanted to be in the limelight. You know, I knew the cake is going to be somewhere big, and I took a big cake order just a day before, which I should have not. And because I tried to rush it, and you know, big cakes need to be cooled till the deep inside core. I could not manage that, and the cake was tilted. The lower portion got tilted, the up, and it was such a disaster that I created that day. And I called the lady who gave me the order. I said, "This has happened. This is the cake, and if I was the customer, I'm never going to order again from this bakery. I have created a blunder." And she was really nice. She was very nice. She was very sweet. She really accommodated me, and she was like, "It's okay," and you know, it happens. So I also learned this, that you really need to say no. Do not rush yourself and create something and ruin your reputation just to get a sale or just to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I like to.
So
I have a follow up on your experience as you're learning. As you say, you focus on sales when you wanted to focus on perfecting the recipes. But how did you find out about perfecting the recipes?
well, I guess social media nowadays is a very big book. You don't actually have to go to libraries and look anymore. I really believe when you are stepping into something, you really need to learn. Like Vanita was saying that she did a lot of research, you know. I think Vanita is the sophisticated way of doing business, and I'm the jump into the lava business. This is how I did my real estate also. I just jumped into real estate. I had no idea what is real estate. So now it's just the difference of personalities. Once I fall into the business, then I start, when I see the pros and cons, I start learning. Then I start going online and doing my researches. So I went to I have thousands of accounts I have liked on Insta of all the home bakeries, and I started going through the recipes, what they are saying. I started listening to those ladies. I started putting that into my recipes. I started trying those recipes, and over time I perfected my cakes. I changed my cakes. I changed my buttercream frostings. I realized, you know, how to make it more fluffier. Initially it was not that fluffy. If you would have eaten my cake 2 years back and you would have eaten my cake now, you would have said these are two different bakers.
Wow.
Yeah. So you
Yeah, it is
continuously
that
learn.
different. Yes,
Great.
and I'm still learning. Yeah.
Yeah. So my view in that before we move to Happy Bunny, and I think that how you started, my view, my perspective is the first 1 year before you make actually it's 1 year, but depends when you reach a certain amount of money, which is let's say
Yes.
500,000 or 100,000 dirhams. Then
Yes.
sales is your focus. This is what it is. Through sales, you see what's selling, what's not selling.
What's
You
not so? Yeah.
adapt your products and services based on the results from the market.
Yes.
Yes, and this is from your story, if I understood correctly, is that you change your recipes based as you focus on selling. You realize that not everyone likes the cake what you
Yes.
thought they like. So when you try
Yes.
to sell and did not work, this is when you start perfecting. You start changing your recipes. It's like
Yes.
a result from the market. It's a echoing. Would you say
Yes.
that?
Yes, I would say that definitely.
All
That's
right.
how it actually happens.
Yeah. All right. Happy Bunny. We have 10 more
Okay.
minutes. Let's hear from
Yes,
you. Please.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
for me, why first thing is very important is why. So the mindset is very important. I'll give you an example of my client who wanted to start something, and the wanted to start was for a mixture of recognition, something to prove uh, the spouse, the husband, and there's prove something. It's a kind of, we go through a lot of mental, you know, trauma, or I would say a roller coaster. So when we actually did a couple of exercises, we understood that what she actually wanted to do was give it back to the society. Today, instead of starting a business, she's doing an NGO. All right. So what I'm saying is, if you have a mindset, first you understand why. Why would you want to do this business? All right. Second is, again, you need to know how thirsty you are. Is this business going to support your family, or is this for the financial freedom of your own self? How thirsty you are, you need to understand. Because as Afroz says, you do not want to be looked up in your community where you try and go and network and sell as a person who's come now to sell her product, sell her services. Instead, you should be a human being to connect with one another and nurture the relationship. Because I would say all my clients, do not ever give your visiting card when you walk into a networking event. Try and understand and make connection, because if you make one connection, if that person has 100 clients or 100 contacts, that contacts is yours. But if you're going to sell, you're only going to sell to the 20 people inside that room. So that is the mindset which I personally feel, as new business, what happens is, as Afro says, Afroz, you're not alone. Everyone wants to please everyone, not say no,
Yes.
and take as much business as possible. And that thirst should be analyzed. So once you analyze, that's the second point. Once you analyze, third is your niche. So whatever you do, and as you're starting, just start off, even if it is one client, go ahead. Now, this particular call, when we decided, we didn't rehearse, we didn't have something which we decided, we developed on what each other spoke. Likewise, how Afros developed her cake, as she didn't wait for her to perfect the cake. She just started the business, right? So start it.
Yes.
And that will be a brilliant learning. Whatever, whether it is product, whether it is services, go ahead and start. When you have, engage in a business coach like Dana, mindset coach like me, to understand what exactly you want to do. Once you have clarity, go ahead and do it. Don't just hesitate. Just be that friend for your own self. Be the mentor for your own self, because there is nobody who would love you as much as you do. So, first, love yourself enough and say, hey, I've got your back. Say that to yourself every morning that you wake up. You will rule the world for sure.
Yeah, I love you bring the love yourself. And I know for many people, including myself years back, was such a weird concept. How do you do that? So it's something that it's not available for everyone, and it's all right. It's we all have our own journey. And you mentioned also, you do it for financial freedom, you do it for business, for the support family. And sometimes there are many, I know they are doing for themselves. They want something to keep busy. They love something, to do, but they know, as limitations in how many people they can reach to, how much money they need to put in order to get the results. We know that, because if you sell a product that sells to millions, you need to invest to promote. But if you sell a product or a service that sells to only a few, then that's usually one-on-one sales, and it's the networking that she's talking about. So it's a bit more to talk about there. What I wanted to say, that I have been for a while been part of few communities with women, mothers, women who talk about their struggles under anonymous. And today I read a story about a woman who's been married for 17 years, and she said, my husband has been in charge of finances. I raised my child, now kids. Now I don't know who I am. I lost my identity in the process. So I say for women like this, to prevent that, and even if you are already there, start something for the sake of doing something. Something that you love, something that you think you love. Even you don't make money, you might not cover your cost or that, but you're doing for you, for yourself. So to find the woman, the person, and passion and connect and make friends. I met so many friends through it. Like, I didn't know you before, Afroz, and now, you're my good friend, I feel. And the same with Happy Bunny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a new perspective which I had before. As a business coach, I was more into when you start a business, you need to make sure you make money, you learn about business, and I'm still that with my client who come to me, and at the same time I understand that there is the other needs, and it's fine to have it as a hobby, it's fine as a passion project, it's all right.
Absolutely. Dana, I think some way subconsciously chatting with me has instilled this in you, because that's exactly what I say. Find the high in me. And as a mindset coach, because you just spoke exactly what I actually say to all the women. If you're there, out there, to just recognition, please don't start something which is not your passion, or what you're not good at, just because you have to start. Because I've had a lot of women burning out trying to do something because they started it. And you very well said, do something, but first understand and what exactly you want. Find the why. It is absolutely brilliant. And after that, you will be liberated. So very well said, Dana. Thank you.
Dana and Vanita, I would like to ask you both a question. I met many coaches on our Mumpreneurs Turning to event, and I had a quiet bit conversation with a few of them. They were all in the initial phases. I would like you both to just, maybe they might be watching us and they might get the answer to what they were actually talking to me about. They spoke about being coaches and finding it a little difficult to gain the client trust initially as a coach, because you meet your clients as total strangers, right? So I don't know if you guys can spare a minute or so and tell, that how do you gain that line of trust with your customers when you first meet them as a coach, as a business coach, as a mindset coach? How do you break through it?
Yeah, I love for you to answer that. And looking at the time, we only have 3 minutes, and as coaches, I'm
Yeah.
sure we have so much to share. So
Oh,
here is
yeah. Yeah.
here's an idea. What if we have this as a Facebook Live where
Yes.
I come here, Vanita, maybe we bring another coach, and we
Yes.
have as a topic, how do we make for new coaches? What as
Yes.
they are the one we talk to and coaches, and we do that, how to get the clients to
Yes.
trust. How does that sound?
I think that's a good idea because I'm
Yeah,
sure there's a lot to
That's
cover. Yeah.
yeah,
that's
Yes.
perfect, Dana. That's brilliant, because that's exactly what is my niche. I work with coaches for initiating their
yeah,
business. This is a brilliant question what you asked. Brilliant.
yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay.
As I just mentioned, we have 3 minutes, and now the is like 2 minutes. So, any parting words that you like to say to the women out there who are aspiring? They want to start a business. If you can, parting words.
Well, I would say, like I said in my previous live also, that don't let anyone define your dreams for you. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. I always say this. There are going to be so many times in life you're going to fall down. And like Vanita said, the problem is not falling down. The problem is when you don't get up again.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's really important. And grab your dreams. If you are dreaming it, just grab it. It's yours.
yeah. Thank you,
Fantastic.
thank you, Rose. Happy
Thank
Bunny.
you.
Yes, for me, as I always say, I am what I am. Say that to yourself again and again. I am what I am. I'm not what you think I am, right? So I am what I am. So in that will give you a boost. And secondly, any action is much better than just a dying thought. Okay? So don't just think and dream, just action it. Any action is much better.
Thank you, thank you. And while you're talking, or I was thinking, what are my words as well? My word says it's fine. It's I'm all about acceptance. Maybe today my word for me, it's acceptance. It's all right where you are. You are not alone. There is here a community of mothers like you who have gone through what you're going through now, and we are here for you. And just reach out, ask, send a message, ask a question, anything. It's all right.
Yeah.
You
So
are.
there's one more. Yeah. There's one more important thing that please speak up. You really need to speak up. It really helps a lot.
Yeah. Someone just spoke up. The message received.
Yes, exactly. You're all moms.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. We are all
Yeah.
moms. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Thank you very much. We'll schedule that. Think about coaches. So more lives to come. Thank you very
Yes.
much for being here. I'm
Yes.
just going to closing the live now.